Hello and welcome to a new video. Today we're gonna take a look at my favorite team for the Open Great League. I played this team just before Great League went away the last time around and did 4 sets with this team and climbed up a total of 200 points. And honestly, this team is madness. Like, this is by far my favorite team, just mainly also because it's so much fun to play. Playing with Shadow Magnezone is just so enjoyable for me. I don't know, like, it's just so fun to see a wild charge doing like 60% against a Pokemon where it's resisted against. It is wild. But this team was awesome to play. There are different alternatives to this team as well. If you have not seen my top team video for 15 legend teams, there was also a team that had Magnezone in there as well, so definitely check this one out as well, which has like different Pokemon in the back. But yeah, Magnezone is so underrated. Here we will be able to align ourselves. As the opponent has a Grass Hole variant, we're going to be easily able to win the first battle. Next opponent, great lead for us. Skarmory is everywhere and Lantern is everywhere, and we beat both of them, which is kinda wild. Like, Magnezone is such a ginormous core breaker for most teams in the current meta. It is so crazy. I also always hate to play against the Magnezone just because it does so much fast move damage. It does like get to the energy so fast as well, and has a great bait move in Mirror Shot as well, which doesn't do a lot of damage but is very cheap as well as can drop the attack of the opponent. Here we will be able to align ourselves, which is very important for this matchup because I don't really want to be against the opponent's Skarmory with the Pokemon they have in the back, as they can still reach another Shadow Ball. We're gonna put them into range where we can farm them down with the Magnezone as well. As you can see, Switch Talk is coming back up. They don't do damage against me, so they swap out, and Mantine is just going to RPS the opponent. Mantine in the back also such a fun Pokemon to play because right now there are so many Annihilate save-swaps like on this team, and you're just going to be able to completely wall them. So here we're going to be able to let this move go through and win this game as well. There is one issue with this team, and it's not going to be a Mantine in the lead, but it can be a little bit tricky to play against Pokemon here, by the way, which I actually literally just said I didn't know. Like, I actually didn't look at the gameplay beforehand. I just put stuff in that I had from the 4 sets, so that's kind of what you're going to see here as well. Of course, you're going to see a lot of wins. I think I went like 16-4 with this team. It was madness. Like, this team was lovely to play, would really recommend you. But yeah, here again we're going to have the Annihilate as a save swap. But what can be a little bit tricky for this team can be the Gligar lead. I'm not too sure if we're going to have a Gligar lead here today. Hopefully we do, because it would be kind of nice to showcase that as well. But there's a way of playing this one out, which we're going to take a look at soon as well. But here we're going to see the opponent is going to have the Mantine against us, which is kind of annoying, but we can still swap out into our Magnezone. They could have Water Pulse, which is a little bit tricky. They do have Water Pulse, and so I'm going to swap out immediately. It's going to be the Whiscash, and I go straight for the Night Slash. There's no reason for me to go ahead and go for the Shadow Ball because they are Shadow variant. I'm just going to try to do as much damage as possible. I'm just going to use shields immediately because either I shield up a Scald, which has the potential to drop my attack, or I don't get hit by a Scald, which is going to be great as well because I don't really want to have my attack dropped. So going straight for the shield here is the way to go. We're going to outspeed them if they always go for the Scald anyway, so that's going to be great as well here. They're going to get the attack drop, but I can still reach another Night Slash in time, and I don't think they're going to knock me out with another charge move anyway, so let's see what we can do here. They're going to swap out and they're going to forfeit. Next opponent, Charger Bug lead. Charger Bug lead is also a little bit of a trickier one, so let's take a look at this one. We are both going to do resisted damage with all of our moves, which is kind of funny unless they're running Crunch, which nobody is doing. So what you want to do is you kind of want to wait until they throw their first charge move and then just go for double wild charge. If they want to go ahead and go for their next charge move here again, I usually shield, I think, because I usually should be able to get my shield back anyway. Exactly. And now I can swap out here actually because we got the opponent low enough that we can counter them down. They sometimes want to stay in, or we can even wing attack them down. So like that's going to be an okay spot for us. We still have energy on our lead. They're going to swap out into our Poliwrath, which is going to be lovely for us because, you know, in the back we're going to still have the Mantine lurking. And so we're going to be in a great spot here. I decided to go for the bait because they have a shield advantage and we get the boost. This is going to be lovely. Again, I am not aware of the gameplay here. It's basically for me like looking at it the first time because it's like 2 weeks since Great League came back now. There has been no changes to the meta, so this team is definitely still viable for sure. And we're gonna see here the Sand Slash in the back. The extra damage really helped us out here as well because now they're going to be a little bit lower. But what we can also do is we can just go for the Mirror Shot bait because we can try to get an attack drop, but as we didn't get it here, it looks like I can still survive some fast moves, so we can go for the Wild Charge, and the opponent sadly already forfeited, so it doesn't really matter as the opponent's going to just forfeit this game and we can move on to the next opponent. Again, Charger Bug in the lead. Charger Bug can be a little bit tricky. If you're too scared of Charger Bug, you can also use something like a Gligar in the back instead of the Mantine. You can also use a Gligar as a safe swap instead of the Annihilate if you want to do this. You also can use the Cresselia in the back instead of the Mantine as well, but this is going to still make you weak against something like a Charger Bug. Yeah, kind of same scenario as before. We're going to get them insanely low. We're going to shield up the next move here. This time around actually stay in and can go for a little bit more fast move pressure, which is not something I should have done here. Should have swapped out because now they can farm me down if they wanted to, and this was not ideal. So rather swap out after hitting one wild charge. I feel like this is going to be the better play to go for, but it is what it is. Maybe we can still come back from this. They're going to have okay, no, we can't. Don't think there was a way of winning this game anyway. So, like, it is what it is, but maybe... No, okay, there was no way of winning this. Basically, our Mantine would have been able to go nowhere in this game, so it is very, very tricky for us. But next opponent, we're going to have here the Dragon here. We're going to get the boost, which is, of course, very nice for me, as I can use a shield, and now I can try to go for the full farm run against them. But they actually still get to another charge move, and I'm not too sure if they were supposed to get this one off. But they definitely did get this move off, which is kind of annoying because now I'm forced to go for a double Night Slash as they are very likely going to use a shield, and I should be able to get both of them off anyway. So it is totally fine. Like for me, this is going to be the safe play. I'm always going to get some damage onto them with this, and I can hopefully put them into range. I can farm them down, but they're going to have the Medicham in the back. And this is going to be great because Medicham is going to get walled by our Mantine. Ice Punch is coming through, and now I can go for one Aerial Ace, and we're going to try to maybe farm them all the way down afterwards. I need some energy for the opponent's Lantern, and I don't really need health on this Pokemon because they can maybe farm me down then. And so I rather try to go up to 2 Aerial Aces here. Can we get there in time? We can farm them all the way down, and so Aerial Ace coming through. I just want to get some damage onto them, so hopefully we're going to be fine here. I cannot swap out in time, but after this charge move I will be able to swap. As the opponent still has a shield, they have to use it now. I can try to go for the Mirror Shot. I'm not too sure if this is going to work out. I still should be able to survive a Surf, but can we still win this game? We can, and we can move on to the next opponent. Great lead again for us, Lantern in the lead. What you want to do is you kind of want to wait until they throw. You're just going to go up to wild charges. You're still going to want to use a shield here to be fair, but you win this just going straight for the wild charge in the 2 shield scenario. There's nothing the opponent can do about it because you're just going to outspeed them. Basically, you get to the wild charge at the same time, but you're going to win the CMP tie anyway, so like there is literally nothing the opponent can do. And so they're going to use another shield here. They might want to swap out eventually though, so be careful about this. They should be able to, maybe they outspeed me on this 2 shield scenario actually. They do not, but they swap out into a Mandibuzz. Mandibuzz apparently actually is able to survive one charge move here, which I didn't know. And I should have swapped out earlier here, but I decided to stay in and go for a charge move, which I guess is also fine, because now I can align myself against the Lantern, which is kind of important, because I did not want to have the Lantern against my Mantine here in the back. So maybe I'm forced to go for a charge move straight away though, because they have a little bit of energy, and so I go straight for one. I could have went for at least one extra though, but this is what it is. We can go for the Night Slash, hopefully get another boost. We do not, but it's going to be a wicked tough in the back, and I should be able to reach. Maybe I can go for an Ice Beam here first, but I actually decided to go for one Aerial Ace, trying to get to another one in time before they can go for the debuffing move. Can we actually do this? It's going to be close. We cannot. They're still going to be able to reach another move here, but like how much is it going to do? Not enough for sure. I should be able to reach even another Aerial Ace afterwards, so let's see how this is going to go for us. We can go for one here. Can we still reach another one? We can, and so we are going to be able to win this game here as well. Let's move on to the next one. Next opponent, Mantine in the lead. Again, there are a lot of leads that are currently really weak to electric types, and they're going to swap out now into the Registeel, which is going to be great for us as we have our counter user here in the Annihilate. I decided to go straight for a charge move just because I don't really want to get hit by the Zap Cannon first, which would be able to most likely debuff my attack. We're going to basically sacrifice our Annihilate because Annihilate is not going to be great against the opponent's Mantine anyway, and so I can just go for a Shadow Ball, knock them out, and actually they decided to use a shield, which is smart by them because otherwise they would be locked into the Mantine matchup for a little bit longer. Like this, they're just going to take some time from the clock here, which is kind of smart by them, so they're not going to be stuck in the matchup with the Mantine against our Magnezone for too long. We can still get some damage off them here, which is kind of great, which you would have not been able to do otherwise, but it's not going to be anything compared to my fast move damage here. And you see me actually go for a charge move that is kind of unnecessary, but it doesn't really hurt either because you're going to hard wall them anyway, and we can move on to the next opponent. Magnezone against Broguiere. You just swap out immediately here. There's no real reason to stay in. You can go straight for the Night Slash. You don't really want to waste your time here. You just want to get some damage onto them, because as soon as you're going to hit this Night Slash and the opponent would let this move go through, they're also going to be in Volt Switch down range, Wing Attack down range. Like, it's basically perfect for you anyway. This matchup is not a bad one. Speaking of not a bad matchup, this is a lovely that we're going to get out the opponent's Pokemon here. I'm not too sure if this was smart. I don't think this was smart. I really don't think this was smart, but we will find out if it was smart, alright? We're going to be able to go for one Night Slash. We're not going to get the shield here, but we're going to get the boost. And I sure went for a Shadow Ball still, because it doesn't knock them out. So, yeah, this was not really a smart one. And I think this was even worse by me now. I don't think this was very smart either. The opponent is not going to get to another move in time, but if I still win this game, this was very lucky then, because I don't think I deserve to win this game. I played this pretty bad. You're going to get the attack drop here, but yeah, they have the Skami in it. Like, there's no way I can win this game, right? I can still try my best though, but like, my only goal here is to maybe try to catch a Brave Bird onto my other Pokemon, onto my Annihilate. They're gonna go for the charge move now before I could have stopped out. This is going to be the Sky Attack, and I have to try to catch the next one, which I can't. And yeah, this is going to be game, because there's nothing that I can do about it. Oh wait. We still get to move here, but I don't think that is enough that we can really do about it either. This is going to get them low, but yeah, we are not going to be able to farm them down. So sadly, a good game there. I could have won this for sure if I played better. This game went definitely on me, but let's see if the next one is going to be better. It's going to be a Powdon. And this is actually worse than you might expect here, because I should have went into my other Pokemon, which does a little bit more fast move pressure. But no, I decided to go into my Mantine, expecting, oh, it's just a ground type. Maybe the opponent has another ground type in the back that kind of wants to avoid those flying type Pokemon, let's see. But they're going to be able to most likely force realignment. I'm not too sure. I'm going to try to get to 2 shields here from the opponent. Show went for the Ice Beam for sure. This is a little bit silly to not go for that. But let's see. They're going to decide to use a shield here. So yeah, not too sure if this was the smartest play. I was a little bit scared, because I know that they're going to generate energy quite fast. And I think here I made another mistake, didn't I? They're going to go for the Scorching Sands, and I thought I couldn't just farm them all the way down, but they're actually still going to get to another charge move, and this was another Scorching Sands, which I was completely shocked by. And as you can see, they're going to have in the back the Annihilate, so we're going to lose this game, especially as I overfarmed by a little bit too much here. So good game to the opponent. This is going to be it for this game here. Or is it? And this is why this Pokemon is just busted. Like, honestly, Magnezone, what are you doing? Easy victory. Let's move on to the next opponent. Second to last battle, you see a lot of positive leads for us though, which is something that I didn't really realize while I was doing the battles for sure. But a lot of teams are very weak, I guess, against the Magnezone in the lead. Yeah, we're going to have even a better swap for us, which is going to be the opponent's Poliwrath. And if they allow me to maybe go ahead and swap out of my Mantine, this would be great, because I have 2 great answers against the Dugong, so maybe it's worth to keep my Mantine around. I'm not too sure. But let's see what we can do here, because if they're gonna go for a charge move, we still survive, maybe? Nah, okay, we're too low. We're too low at this point. The Icy Wind would knock us out from this range. Oh, we actually still swap out. I'm not too sure if this was smart. I am definitely not too sure if this was a smart idea. Risky. I would say this was very risky, and I don't know if this was very smart to do this either. Okay, it's going to be a Wigglytuff in the back. This is going to be a tricky one to still win. So let's see if we can still win this one, as the Mirror Shot is coming through. We're going to get the attack drop, which is huge, because maybe... Oh, we cannot get to another charge move here. That's kind of unfortunate. But it's still going to allow us to take some more charms here, which is great. I can try to go for the Night Slash here, baiting a potential Ice Punch on my Annihilate. But let's see what the opponent's going to do. They're going to let this move go through. And actually, I can just go for the full farm down and win this game. So it is what it is. Let's move on to the final one. Honestly, I basically won every lead, which I cannot realize only now. So sorry about this. If you're going to lose now every lead, it is what it is, but I feel like Magnezone is just like such a huge core breaker if you look at PvP Poke as well. This Pokemon beats nearly everything. But yeah, it was definitely very lucky here now in hindsight that I won basically every lead, but what can I do? That's most likely also a part of why I went for 16-4 with this team. But it is what it is. We're going to be able to go for another Night Slash here. We're going to get them kind of low with that. We have to take another charge move. Maybe we're forced to use another shield though. Maybe not. We are not, and so that's going to be great. We can align ourselves. It's going to be, again, the Manabas. Manabas can take any kind of charge move from me. And it's actually a little bit scary, because now they get a ton of energy, which I don't really like. but we cannot really change it either, and so I'm forced to go straight into my Magnezone, and they can get a ton of damage onto me, but I kinda rather keep the shields for this one. Great bait by the aerial ace here from the opponent, because I have the option to go for Mirror Shot, which can debuff whatever wants to come in afterwards, and it's going to be a Lantern, and now this game is basically over. I'm going to lose this battle. There's nothing that I can do about it, right? Wrong, because I get the shield here, I get the attack drop. I will be able to now go for a charge move here with the wild charge. It's not going to be enough, but you know what's kind of funny? I can swap. And this is never going to be a Thunderbolt. This is going to be a Surf. And with this, everything kind of changes here as well, just like with Butter and Corn. I should have not mentioned this meme, but it is what it is. We're going to be able to go ahead and take the Thunderbolt, and look at this. We are in a perfect position where we can go for one wild charge, and again, Magnezone is going to do it all. We can win this game, and this is going to be it for this video. Hope you enjoy this team. Please try this team out. It is so great to play. Like, honestly, my favorite team to play. So yeah, hope you enjoyed it. If you did, feel free to leave a like, and I'll see you then. Bye bye.